Welcome back, viewers. Today we will be testing the SSL hybrid indicator. But before we do, if you have not watched our first video and the videos after that, you need to go do that now. At the Academy of Forex, we are building the best trading system possible as a team. And as a team, we will all profit from it when we are done. You can find a link to the first video down below. You can also find a link to sign up for TradingView down below. If you use the link below, you will save a little bit of money. You can also find a link below to join us on Discord. I've created a Patreon account. I will put a link to it down below in the description. If you sign up for Patreon and you sign up for the $9 a month account, I will send you the full list of tested and winning indicators to date. Alright, as I said, today we will be testing the SSL hybrid indicator. But before we do, I wanted to put the indicator scoreboard up for everyone to see. So, to date, we have tested 175 indicators. And out of those 175 indicators, 71 of them have been winners, which means that they have met or exceeded the 60% win-loss ratio threshold that we have set for them. The best ones so far were able to achieve a 100% win rate. Now you need to go back and watch those videos to understand the context of how they were able to achieve that. But as we are working on building the best trading system possible, you can take any one of those 71 indicators and get out there and start potentially profitably trading the markets with them now. So go back and watch those videos, make a list of those indicators, and get out there and see what you can do with them. But stick with us here as we work on maximizing your trading profits. So back to today's indicator. Today's indicator is the SSL hybrid. Now, there is a lot going on with this system, with this indicator. Let me start by first saying that this is already an all-in-one system created around the parameters kind of similar to what we're looking for, what we're looking to create a trading system here on the channel. And so that's one thing that I'm not too fond about when it comes to this indicator, because it already has multiple indicators layered on top of it to create a system the way it is. And then we're planning on layering more. Now, that's not to say it won't work. Of course, you know, we give everything a shot, and so I'm going to do the same with this. We'll give it a shot and see what happens. And then once we get into the refinement process later on down the road, then we can start to weed out whether or not indicators like this are useful or not. So let's take a look at this indicator. First and foremost, well, I guess not first, because the first thing was that it's already an all-in-one system. Second is that the creator of this indicator did not give us any clue as to how to trade it. And so we really have to make a lot of educated guesses here to kind of understand what is happening. Again, there's a lot happening here. So I've played around with it and, you know, read through the settings, read through the post by the creator, and I was able to peel back some layers of this indicator to get a better idea of what is actually happening here. Let's go to the settings and take a look at the settings. And you can see that there's actually even more settings, even more pieces of this indicator that we can't quite see because they're colored white and I use a white background. So you see here that under the candle size here, I turned it purple, and now you can see that it actually pops up here top of screen. So now we have these purple diamonds above the price action. If we go down here and we scroll down even farther, if we turn these to another color and change them to, say, 80, just so that way we can see them a little bit better. There we go. Then you can see now it has these orange lines also painted on the screen. And then lastly, if we go down here and we go to the SSL2 and the dots, and we make the white dots here, say turn them yellow, now you can see that there are a whole bunch of yellow dots that appear on screen that were not there before. So you may be asking yourself between the little, these are actually arrows. There we go. I had to zoom in a little bit. Between the arrows and the squiggly lines and the main line and all these dots, what in the world is happening? How do we trade this? The dots look very similar to the parabolic SAR. We have a main line here that looks similar to something like a moving average. We have the two orange lines that look something similar to a channel of some sort, like Keltner or Bollinger Bands, or something along those lines. And then you have these little purple triangles here at the top. So you can see that looking at this initially, it's like, what is happening, or where are the signals taking place? Well, again, you kind of have to dig into the settings to get an idea of what is happening. So let's look at the diamonds first, the purple diamonds. It says in the style here, under the settings, that it is candle size greater than 1 times ATR. So what that means is that the candle, this is a signal, and it's interesting because it kind of gives us an idea, I believe, of when, maybe not, maybe it's just painting. I mean, it's possible it's just painting each and every one, but basically it's putting a diamond above the candle or candles that are greater than 1 ATR. So part of the system that this indicator was designed around says that you cannot take a trade if the candle that you're looking at is greater, if its price movement was greater than 1 ATR. So that explains the diamonds above. We'll keep those there because we'll play with that rule as well. Anytime we get a signal to enter into a trade, whether it be long or short, that has a diamond above it, we'll ignore that. So again, we'll leave the diamonds there. We'll play fair with that one. Next, let's look at arrows. So exit arrows. The only arrows that I see are these arrows here. I don't see any other ones. So let's turn them off and see what happens. Lo and behold, all the arrows disappear. So that tells us that these are telling us when we should be exiting trades. Well, that's according to the philosophy of the system, the way this indicator was created. We don't follow that exact rule. We have our own take profit and stop loss. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to turn off those arrows. We're going to make them invisible because we're not really going to use them. So that narrows it down a little bit more. Now we don't have arrows. We don't have to worry about those. Those don't really play a role. Now we have bar color here, and of course, I'm not fond of it, but we're going to leave it because it does actually help us get a better idea of when we should be entering or exiting once we get to the end, and we discuss that a little bit more. Now we have the main line here, and if you look at it, it keeps referring to it as baseline and SSL, baseline, baseline, SSL2. Now, we know that, I know, maybe not everybody, but I know that the strategy this was developed around says that you should have a baseline that tells you when you should enter or exit a trade. That is the initial entry trigger into whether or not you should be taking a trade. And then you should use a secondary confirmation indicator to line up with it as well. And so I believe what we have here is the main line, this main line that keeps turning from a light blue to a pinkish red color. That is our baseline. And then the SSL1 here is also a confirmation of that baseline. And so you can see that the SSL1 is also blue and purplish red in a line form. So that gives us an understanding. And then we have, again, baseline here, baseline lower. So we understand that this big line running through the middle is the baseline and our confirmation on going in and out. So we're looking for a line break to enter trades either long or short is what we're looking for. Now, what are these yellow channel bands and what are the dots that look like the parabolic SAR? Well, if we scroll down here and we look at the yellow lines that we made visible a moment ago, we toggle them on and off, they disappear off screen. Well, what are they labeled as? They're labeled as ATR and ATR. So what it is giving you a real-time calculation of what the ATR is as you are getting signals to go long and short. Now, the philosophy behind the trading system that this indicator was created for says that you read the ATR of each signal as you get it to determine your take profit. Again, we don't do it quite that way. So in this case, the ATR channel doesn't really need to be there because we're not going to use it that way. And so now we have the ATR is gone, and that just leaves the parabolic SAR looking dots. So what are those? Well, it doesn't really tell you in the settings, and it tells you what they are. So it's listed as the SSL2. But what is the SSL2? Is it another confirmation? Well, I wasn't really sure, so I had to go into the listing here, the page where the creator posted the indicator, and I read up on it. That's the first thing I actually did. And I had to go back and reference that because it specifically references that the SSL2 is for continuation trades. And so again, the philosophy that this indicator is created around says that you can take continuation trades as long as there is an indicator, a tested indicator, that gives you a signal to re-enter into trades as continuation. And so the creator has built that continuation indicator into this indicator as well. Well, we are not too concerned about that either because we don't really follow that strategy. So let's turn that one off. So this is what we're left with. Pretty simple compared to the original. Stripped away a lot of the pieces of the original one, and we have a relatively simple setup now. And we are looking for the, again, price break of this main line. And not only price break of this main line, but we are looking for the bar coloration, which is why I didn't turn it off in this case, because it actually gives us kind of precise entries into whether or not we should be going long or short. And again, it's using the coloration of the bars to signify that. So technically, I think they are lining up with the color of the main line here, the main baseline. But that's all right. We'll go ahead and leave them on anyways, and we will test it accordingly. So what we are looking for is break of the main line, break of the main baseline, and we are looking for blue candle to go long with no purple diamond above it, or we are looking for a break of the baseline and a kind of maroon, burgundy, not sure what color you want to call this. We'll call it purple just for the heck of it. The purple, we're looking for the purple bars to indicate that we should be going short. And of course, it needs to not be accompanied by a purple triangle either. Makes sense? So that's where we're at. That's how we're going to test it. Let's get into it. So there we go. We get our first break. This would be a short. You see here that actually, let's make sure. Nope, it's not quite into the year yet. So we'll ignore that one. All right, so we get a break right here of the main baseline. It's a blue candle, so that would be a long, but unfortunately, it is accompanied by the purple diamond above. And so in this case, we would not take that trade. Let's move on. It's a shame because that would have been a really good trade. Now we get a break to the downside here. That is a signal to go short. There is no purple diamond above it, so we can take that, and it did get us to our first take profit. Let's go ahead and continue forth here. Let's measure that out just to be sure. Yeah, that's what I thought. Well into it. Continue forth. All right, we get a break to the upside right there. Let's measure this out. Not sure if it quite made it. It did. It was very close, but it made it. Then we get a break to the downside right here. That one also got us to take profit. Let's continue here. And so you see sometimes a rather difficult indicator with lots of things happening. So we get a break to the upside here, but it has the purple diamond. So we're going to ignore that one. Then a break to the downside there. Does not have a diamond, so that would be a entry there, but almost immediately was canceled out by a long there. Just keep playing it forward here. So what's happening here is it's not switching colors, so it's not giving us a signal to go short. Let's double check our stops. I think we hit our stops though. Yep, we did. So it gave us a long there, but we eventually came down and hit our stops, so that one wouldn't have worked out. All right, so as I was saying, you see that we took a very complicated what looked like a very complicated indicator, and we broke it down into pieces, try to get a better understanding of actually how to trade it. Doesn't always work that way. Sometimes we are left really just guessing in the dark. Oops, I don't know why I marked that one because it had a diamond. We wouldn't have taken that. But in this case, we just happen to know enough about the philosophy behind the indicator, and we were able to dig into the settings and pinpoint specific pieces to pull them out and dissect what was happening. Let's see, we get a short here. That doesn't work out for us. Get a long there. I think that might have gotten us to take profit. Yep, barely, but it did. So that one, and then change that one. There we go. But all in all, when it comes down to it, it would be extremely helpful if the creators of indicators put a guide on how the indicators they create should be traded. There's a long trade there. That one worked out really well. short trade there. That one did not. Long trade here. Also loser, and another one, and another one. I believe that one got us to take profit. If not, it's super close. Yep, barely. And that one got us to take profit. Actually, I'm forgetting to pay attention to the triangles above. That one had a triangle, so we wouldn't have taken that one. Let's see, we get a short here. Get a long there, but we wouldn't have taken it. Then a short over here. Would actually still be in this one. Nope. Yeah, that would have been losing. We wouldn't have taken this one. We would have re-entered on that one. That one got us to take profit. There's a signal to the long side there on that one. And a short. That would have been a really decent short right there. Almost to the end of the year. And that is it right there. All right, so there we have it. So that is the SSL hybrid. Let's count them out and see what we get out of it. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, and 23. So 23 signals altogether. And we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and 13. So that barely misses the 60% requirement that we're looking for. Again, I'm not, this indicator is a little funky. It definitely has its problems. And I feel like if you've already layered multiple indicators on top of each other to optimize them for the best of the best, that they should be able to achieve well beyond a 60% criteria, even if you modify, the stops and take profits a little bit. It shouldn't devastate it by that much. And so, yeah, all in all, it's not a horrible indicator, but we can definitely do better, in my opinion. And it looks like it just gets really torn up in choppy markets, which tend to be a lot of the problem when it comes to a single baseline type system. So, yeah, all in all, not horrible, but not great. It's going to go on the no list for now, and we'll move on to the next indicator from here.
If you have not already, like this video, comment below, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the bell notification so that way you are notified anytime I post a new video. As part of the team, it's important that you are seeing the new videos as they come out so you know what it is that we are discussing and what indicators we are testing, have tested, and have not tested. Also, like usual, there is a link below in the description to the Discord server. You can join us on Discord so that way we can further discuss the indicators and have discussions as we move forward building our trading system. And lastly, like usual, there is a link below to TradingView. If you like what you see whenever I use TradingView and you are interested in signing up for TradingView, if you use the link below and sign up for a paid account, you will save a little bit of money. So, all right, everybody, I will see you on the next video.